Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome back to another episode of the FF9 Let's Play. And if you did miss out during the last one, well, we went and did a little bit of some filler episode of our time, but we are still going to be going to do that within this time for today as well. Now, just want to go and point this out that each of these 3 videos that I am going to be doing here, not just only with this one, but there's going to be another episode that's going to be happening afterwards, that with those videos, they are all going to be post-audio, just because of the simple fact that since majority of these episodes are going to be all filler, we're just going to be going and just searching for some other necessities that will go and help ourselves out a little bit later on with our time of, well, hopefully trying to complete off with some things that I would like to go and get finished out here with in Final Fantasy 9, and that is currently right now is that we have to go about with Behemoth in this time. I am going to be using Dagger around just so that I can be able to go and just accomplish that with this little side mission, just so that I can be able to get myself with the reward of the circlet that's going to happen from here. Now, not only that, but of course we are going to be going and searching out for the different coins of our time as well. There is going to be 2 certain coins that we have to go pick up. The 12th coin, which that is going to be known as the Pisces, that is actually located inside the Invincible ship, the actual airship that you do get within your time of the Disc 3 of the tail end portion of it. And also too, which you can't also forget, is that we are going to have to go and find ourselves with the Ophi Focus, which that's going to be located over at the Quan's dwelling, over at Vivi's old stomping ground, so that we can be able to collect that and get ourselves with our 2 special rewards, such as that going to be known as the Robo Lords and also with the Hammer. The Robo Lords is something interesting that you do want to go and actually have, because it will be a great asset to both with Vivi and or basically with Dagger as well too. So very nice, good, reliable items there. Now, I want to say, what was it, during the last episode, I think I kind of mistaken a little bit of the different Ultima type of gear that you can be able to go and use for different equipment for your guys. So the Ultima sword that we actually did go and find within, with everything happening within our Chocobo, basically that one is actually meant for Steiner. There is a special thief sword that you will be able to get from Zidane, and that's actually known as the Ultima weapon. And I'm completely mistaken around within those two, because I always have a hard time around within those type of swords, because I always keep on thinking that one is different compared to the other, and one goes for which other type of other character that you go and use. So yeah, so the Ultima weapon is going to be meant for Zidane. The Ultima sword is going to be what is going to be used for what Steiner is going to have. So we'll go and potentially maybe use Steiner later on, and we'll probably throw on that Ultima sword on over towards to him. So that would be interesting enough. But I always have to say though, is using this Behemoth summon is something that you relatively need to go and do here for this Behemoth battle, because this guy is absolutely insane. He does have Meteor, which it will go and completely destroy out your team, because your team is probably not going to be fully efficient on to actually doing this battle with this Behemoth. So just make sure that you just go and keep on spamming on Behemoth there, and also go for Kuragas if you do have Dagger as well too, because that will be something very nice to go and have. And look at that, and it misses! Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. So now we can just go and just set up for that here, and set up for another Behemoth. And look at that, we still have ourselves with a nice good, decent chunk of HP to still go and live around, so that's gonna be very nice. Now, doing a little bit of some off-report type of stuff, I did go and search to go and see how much frogs that I actually do have for Kina. And it seems like I only have just roughly around 60 some odd amount of frogs, so it's not going to really help us all that too much to get ourselves into the way of how I would like to go about with Quail. So unfortunately that battle is going to probably be something that we can't really go and do within this series. It would have been nice to go and basically do it, but it's okay. I'm not all that too worried about, but the one optional boss that we are going to go and do is something that is very important, which that is going to happen in the next episode. And the reason why that there is going to be 3 episodes that are going to be filler episodes is that we are, of course, going to be having to go and jump into the Ozma battle. Now, originally, before we did do the Ozma battle from the last time, but we got ourselves completely handed to us. We got our butts whooped by Ozma there, the big, huge, gigantic planet. And we didn't really have like the best type of level ups, and or not even like the best type of equipment. But however, we do have the equipment for our time to get ourselves into it, and there's also going to be a reason why that within this episode we are going to go and have to do a little bit of some things before heading on into Ozma, and that is going to be by actually searching around for the friendlies. And yes, there is, I want to say, I think what's there? There's 3 more other different friendlies that we have to go and search for. I believe within these 2 videos, we do go after ourselves with a Garuda, and we also do go after ourselves with a friendly feather circle as well. Now, the feather circle is actually located within the Lost Continent, over by the Etsogaza area. You just have to go and kind of head a little bit further down through the Etsogaza area and just kind of run around in the snow for a little bit, and you should be able to go and find a friendly feather circle there, and he'll give you a lapis lazuli, which that will go and bring you on over towards to the Garuda that's going to be happening. And I know that most of the friendlies always tell you exactly what is going to happen after once you go and give them the certain item and tell you what the next other friendly is going to be afterwards. But this Garuda doesn't actually tell you what the next other friendly is going to be, so you kind of have to go and find it out yourself. But I kind of have to do some research for that as well too. So here we are back into the invincible ship. We have to go and head on over towards into finding the Pisces. That's going to be our 12th coin of our time to be finding around over here. And all you have to do is just head into the center hub of this ship, and you should be able to go and see that just over to the left hand side, and pick up around over here, and there is the Pisces, and there it is. Got it all said and done, and now we can go and get ourselves with that reward of the Robe of Lords. Now, I want to say that by this point now, after doing everything out here with Stella, you won't be able to get yourself with any more extra other gil afterwards. That 30,000 gil that we went and picked up during the last episode is the last time that we are going to be getting ourselves with any other gil from Stella there. So I kind of have to use that 30,000 gil for something special, hopefully. Don't know if I may probably get myself with the magical fingertips back over at Treno, but we'll have to see if I'll probably be interested in that or not, because that is kind of like our final, I want to say, collectible item within our type of the auction, because we went and collected out a lot of stuff from the auction though, because we got ourselves with some very important things that was very I want to say very important to everything that was going on within the stories. So also too, you could also go and talk back over towards it to the nobles if you ever do want to actually go and sell some of those different items that you went and picked up from the auction to get yourself with a little bit of a much better price if you need to go and sell off for some gil. But yep, so here's Queen Stella here, so we're gonna go and give you the Pisces. Now, all of these Stellazio coins that you will get will all disappear at some point, because once you go and re-talk back to her, she'll tell you to go after the Alpha Focus, and all of these coins are going to all disappear. So that means then once you go and find it, then you could actually be able to go and put all these coins back into their set different locations here. So let's go and talk back over to her, and she says that there is something missing. And there's only just 12, but there is just one more. Because there is one more. So let's go and click on that. And now she's going to go and tell us the exact location. And yep, and now we got ourselves all the different Stellazios. And yep, so now she just wants the actual last one here. So let's go and run on over towards to it. So far, we are almost done within this episode. I want to say this episode is fairly short. I think it's like around like 13 minutes, I think, at least, right? Or maybe a little bit shorter than that, but I think it's roughly around into that type of time there. Now, you guys should basically know exactly where Quan's dwelling is going to be. It's actually not all that too far away. It's actually located just a few feet, I want to just say, right from where Treno is going to be. And I think it was just like around in that big, huge, like bushy area. Which, if you guys do recall, we had to go out with some of those annoying, very annoying monsters that were around there. And that was kind of like where you kind of have to use, like, I want to say, what was it? Like some of the special type of moves they have for you guys. Because again, those enemies that I'm talking to you about can actually duplicate within your time. And they can become like a major issue. Now, we're just going to have to go and find a way to go and drop on down from here. And again, I'm trying to get used to everything within the invincible ship, so kind of bear in mind if I kind of messed up a little bit here. But again, I am rusty because we haven't really played through Final Fantasy IX since like last year, so there's a lot of things that I'm kind of missing out and kind of forgetting on right now at this point. So just like for what happened before, I think in the last episode, I already kind of showed you exactly where the location of the alpha focus is going to be, but we never really got it right away here. But now, since we got ourselves with that 12 coin and everything and all that's going on, now we can go and click on that little exclamation point, got ourselves with the alpha focus, and that will lead us into getting ourselves with the hammers. So now all that we have to go and do is just make our way all the way back and figure out what's going to be going on from there. Now, I believe I did some editing, but that will be happening afterwards, once we're done with everything here within Treno. Because I'm not going to show you guys exactly every single battle that goes on within the Lost Continent, because it does take us quite a while for me to get myself with the Feather Circle. But there is an easier way onto getting friendlies, and I just found this out a little while ago, is that if you keep on running back and forth in the area of the certain location of where that friendly is going to be at, you will have a much higher chance of actually running on into him if you keep on like going back and forth like really fast within the area. Because like if you just kind of just walk around and just kind of just like slowly go around within the exact area, it will take you a much longer time to go and find them. But if you run really fast, you can go and find the friendly very quickly. I think, what was it, disc 3? We found the Jabberwock. That was like the last friendly that we were going to be going after. The rest of the other different friendlies, we're going to be doing it here in disc 4 because it's just much nicer that way. I happened to go through all these guys very quickly. Well, you could go and do them very quickly if you wanted to, but I'm just not really wanting to go and just kind of go and use up all the different friendly monsters within that previous disc, because like there's so much other things to go and do. But here we are, we're back over at where Stella's gonna be. So now we got ourselves with the alpha focus here, and now this is gonna probably take us a little bit of some time just for us to go and put all these coins all the way back to where they were originally were. And it's gonna be sad, you know? We went and helped out with Stella for all these times, for all these different discs, and now we have come finally into the ending part of this and getting ourselves with our last and finally our final reward. Even though that's really weird, even though that with all these different type of like Stellazio coin locations, there's just only like one other cage we're missing over here. So there's no 14 Zodiac. Very weird. But now we're all done, and now we can go and fly on over towards into the Lost Continent. And here we are over at the Lost Continent, and after doing a little bit of some running around back here in 4th, get ourselves with the Feather Circle. Now, for this Feather Circle, you do need to have a certain special item. I believe there's only, I think, 3 within your time of the game that you can actually be able to go and search for. There could be a little bit more than that, but there is a special thing known as the Moonstone, and it's a very special item to go and find, and we only found, I think, like 3 of them within our game series so far. But make sure that you go and throw a Moonstone to this Feather Circle, and once you go and do that, you will be able to get yourself with an accomplished from here. And also, make sure that if you do want to go and get any type of extra AP for any of your guys, and if you are missing out on anything, these friendlies are a great asset to go and help you out. So, and with that, we got ourselves with Return Magic, so very nice. And we're going to be making sure that we have Return Magic, because that's going to become a very important thing for Ozma later on for the next episode, because we're going to go and do a little bit of a very easy type of method, I want to say, or well, hopefully easy type of method for us to go and battle out with Ozma here. So now we're finally over in the part where I want to say we're somewhat located around within I want to say around outside of Dali right now. There is like a little hidden area that you have to go and kind of use your golden chocobo, or at least somewhat of your airship to kind of fly you over to this one particular way. But this is how we're going to be able to go and find ourselves with the Garuda. And this is a friendly Garuda. You can also go find regular Garudas here as well too, but you want the Lapis Lazuli, so make sure that you go and have this. I believe the Feather Circle already gives it to you already, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so give that over here to the Garuda, but now something weird is going to happen within this way, and let's go and see what happens here. So even though that we go and give this over to this guy, he's going to say erg, 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 and we don't really know exactly what the heck where this other friendly is going to be. Well, we'll have to go and search for that until the, well, basically I'll have to go and search for this off recording on my own time. But anyways, we already got that already taken care of, and now we got ourselves with enough AP that we're all good to go. And I don't know if there's anything else for us here to go and do, but I believe we are going to be finished within here. But anyways, I guess for right now, we'll kind of go and do our time out here with the outro. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode for today. It has been fun. I did a little bit of some filler episodes, but for this type of time, but we will be going back to doing some more of the filler stuff. We will be taking on with Ozma though, and hope you guys go and stick around for the Yokai Watch 4 Let's Play as well too, because we still need to go and do some things around there. We still have to go and learn our time of how the Soul Exchange is going to work as well too. And yeah, so that's basically about it. And hope you guys do comment, like, also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys then. And of course, peace.